everything was falling through, that everyone I knew was waiting on a cue to turn and run when all I needed was the truth. But that's how it's gotta be. It's coming down to nothing more than apathy. I'd rather run the other way than stay and see the smoke and who's still standing when it clears. And everyone knows I'm in over my head, with 8 seconds left in overtime. She's on your mind, she's on your mind.
And this is crazy, but here's my number, so call me maybe. It's hard to look like it's your baby, but here's my number, so call me maybe.
I miss you when I can't sleep, or right after coffee, or right when I can't eat. I miss you in my front seat. Still got sand in my sweaters from nights we don't remember. Do you miss me like I miss you? Fucked around and got attached to you. Friends can break your heart too, and I'm always tired but never of you. Everyone I do right does me wrong, so every lonely night I sing this song.
I hate you, I love you, I hate that I love you. Don't want to, but I can't put nobody else above you. I hate you, I love you, I hate that I want you. You want her, you need her, and I'll never be.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me. Cocked your head to the side and said I'm angry. 5 days since you laughed at me, saying get back together, come back and see me. 3 days since the living room. I realized it's all my fault, but couldn't tell you. Yesterday, you forgiven me.
Pump up the volume.
Who you know fresher than whole? Riddle me that. The rest of y'all know where I'm lurking, yeah. Can't none of y'all mirror me back. Yeah, hear me rap, it's like Angie rapping his prime. I'm young H.O., raps Grateful Dead. Back to take over the globe, and I break bread. I'm in Boeing Jets, Flow Express. Out the country, but the blueberries still connect. On the low with the yacht, got a triple deck. But when you young, what the fuck you expect? Yep. Grand opening, grand closing. Goddamn your manhole, crack the can open again. Who you gonna find open a hand with no pen? Just draw up inspiration. So you gonna see you can't replace him with cheap imitation.
We were staying in Paris to get away from your parents, and I thought, wow, if I could take this in a shot right now, I don't think that we could work this out on the terrace. I don't know if it's fair, but I thought, how could I let you fall by yourself? Well, I'm wasted with someone else. Here we go down, then we go down together. They'll say we could do anything, they'll say that I was clever. Here we go down, then we go down together. We'll get away with everything, let's show them we are better.
He was a boy, she was a girl. Can I make it any more obvious? He was a punk, she did ballet. What more can I say?
Dekmar.
Say you could do anything, they'll say that I was clever. When we go down, then we go down together. We'll get away with everything, let's show them we are better.
You did
should be sexual. Just say you feel the way that I feel. I'm feeling sexual, so we should be sexual. Just say you feel the way that I feel. I'm feeling sexual, so we should be sexual. Just say you feel the way that I feel. I'm feeling sexual, so we should be sexual.
Educated, with money, he's well dressed, not funny, but he'll put the bill in all situations, cause he pays for everything. Girls don't like boys, girls like cars and money. Boys will laugh at girls when they're not funny. Don't you give up, nah, nah, nah. I won't give up, nah, nah, nah. Let me love you, let me love you. Don't you give up, nah, nah, nah. I won't give up, nah, nah, nah. Let me love you. I'm still gonna send it.
Hey girl, how you doing? You are the woman that I'm really pursuing, and I would like to get to know you. Can you give me your name? If you jot down your number, you'll get mine in exchange. Hey, see, I'm the man of this town, and I hope you wouldn't mind if I showed you around. So when you go to certain places, you'll be thinking of me. We got people to meet and many places to see. Hey, I'm really digging your lips, but be careful where you walking when you swinging them hips. I'm kind of concerned that you'll be causing a crash with your traffic jam booty heads causing so fast. Hey, I wouldn't trade you for the world, I swear it. I like your hair in every style that you wear it, and how the colors coordinate with your clothes, from your manicured nails to your pedicured toes.
I'm here without you, baby, but you're still on my lonely mind. I think about you, baby, and I dream about you all the time. I'm here without you, baby, but you're still with me in my dreams. And tonight, it's only you and me.
You come from a land down under. I run and go and I'm done. Don't you hear that thunder? You gotta run, you gotta take cover. And she said, you come from a land down under. I run and go and I'm done. Don't you hear that thunder? You gotta run, you gotta take cover.
Gatorade me, bitch.
I close my eyes and imagine the good life.
Better than the life I lived when I thought that I was gonna go crazy. And now my grandmama ain't the only girl calling me baby. And if you've been out and put your hands up in the sky, let me hear you say, hey, 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 I'm good.
darkness, guided by a beating heart. I can't tell where the journey will end, but I know where it starts. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself and I didn't know I was lost.
I'm so alone, trying to find my way back home to you. I'm so alone, nothing feels like home. I'm so alone, trying to find my way back home to you. I'm so alone, nothing feels like home.
Take my hand and reload. This is free love. That's what we are made of. Yes, we are. Reload. This is real love. That's what we are made of. Yes, we are.
Trying to find my way back home to you. I'm so alone, nothing feels like home. I'm so alone, trying to find my way back home to you.
So you wanna play with magic? Boy, you should know what you're falling for. Baby, do you dare to do this? 'Cause I'm coming at you like a dark horse. Are you ready for a perfect storm, perfect storm? 'Cause once you're mine,
Well, calling my name is just something about you turns me to a savage. Gonna be honest, I can't help but stay, yeah, I'm losing my balance. I've been running in circles around you to please, yeah, I do what I need to. So pardon my manners, just something about you turns me to a savage. Well, calling my name is just something about you turns me to a savage. Gonna be honest, I can't help but stay, yeah, I'm losing my balance. I've been running in circles around you to please, yeah, I do what I need to. So pardon my manners, just something about you turns me to a savage.
Waiting for the time to pass you by. Hope the winds of change will change your mind. I could give 1,000 reasons why, and I know you, and you've got to make it on your own, but we don't have to grow up, we can stay forever young. Living on my sofa, drinking rum and cola underneath the rising sun. I could give 1,000 reasons why, but you're going, and you know that all you have to do is stay. 1 minute, just take your time. The clock is ticking, so stay. All you have to do is wait a second. Your hands on mine. The clock is ticking, so stay. All you have to do is.
fly. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly.
Promises, and I stand firm. I'm so resting on myself. Promises, and I stand firm. I'm so resting on myself.
Closing time, one last call for alcohol, so finish your whiskey or beer. Closing time, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. I know who I want to take me home. I know who I want to
Nothing
take
that
me
if
home.
I tell everyone how I made this money, that it's going to affect me in any sort of way. AMD, if we get a quick little pop above $12, I'm thinking about maybe a quick little short over on AMD. Finger on the trigger to lock in profits when it starts moving back on up. Here we go. Nice job. Let's take it. $979 in profit. Look at this spike, baby. Taking some gains right off the top right here. 124,000. You just got to know what you're doing. 200. Every single person can be successful. Dollars in profit. There's no reason for you not to become a full-time
Now we're
trader.
currently up $2,100. Let's just keep it going even more. I want every single person. Now we're up $2,500. Now we're going up to $117.40.
It's not like it's a competition. It's if I tell you how I was able to do this,
$100
go out, make that money, make a killing, and let's all absolutely crush it together.
Let's go, baby. Let's see this thing keep unfolding even farther here. We're up $1,100 within the first 5 minutes of the day. I'm feeling absolutely fantastic. Gentlemen, all right, guys, we got to get to it. Back early morning. Let's get ready to go here, traders. Let's see what we have. Let's see what's coming on up. Let's see where the breakouts are at. Let's see where the hype, the attention, the momentum is going to be taking us. Good morning to absolutely everyone. It looks like right now, though, we have AIM on high watch and high alert. Traders, if you guys were not here earlier, there's a few things I got to talk about. Number one, I was live on StockTwits earlier today, and I was able to make $510 in profit. That was absolutely awesome. That was absolutely great. Now, what are we looking for? We're looking to add on to that today. We're looking for more. We're looking for more action. We're looking for more hype, and we are going to see what can we do on this day. Can we get more hype? Can we get more action? Can we get more momentum? How can we be able to profit? Well, it seems like right now, team, it seems like most traders are running on over towards AIME. Now, what in the world is going on with AIME? Because AIME here, traders, has gone from $8 and has now spiked on up towards around the high of $35.10. $8 to $35.10. We're up 304%. What is happening here over on AIME? AIM. Okay, I'm just going to say AIM. If I ever mess up that ticker, you know what the heck I'm talking about. It says AIM reports positive mid-year safety and efficiency data from phase 2 study evaluating, right? Its combination with AstraZeneca's for the treatment of pancreatic cancer. We have a good hot keyword. We have phase 2 data. We're talking about, again, cancer. Positive data on phase 2 with cancer. Those are, again, great keywords that are bringing in a lot of hype, that's bringing in a lot of momentum. As you guys know, some of the best keywords out there, right? We're talking about positive, right? Positive, great keyword. Phase 2 data, 2-star word. We are talking about cancer, 3-star word. These are all things that are going to get traders excited. These are all things that are going to get traders saying, wow, okay, this can keep going up higher and higher and higher, and it's going to get people to be watching this play. Now, AIME, I don't know why I keep adding an E. I apologize. If I add an E, just know I'm talking about AIM. AIM right here, team, just went from $8 to $35. Now, we came up to $35 once, and guess what happened? We got rejected. Now, we came up to $35 again, and guess what happened? We just got rejected. Now, are we going to be able to continue to break on out, or is this going to keep getting uglier and uglier and uglier? AIM, there is so much money to be made here. That's on the upside and on the downside. And you know what? To kick off this Money Monday here, traders, we've already seen some pretty tasty plays, haven't we? I mean, let's just take a step back real quick. First things first, we had VAPE. VAPE this morning went from $8 to $200. Yes, if you had an $8,000 account, you could have been able to make $192,000 in the matter of an hour. That's the power of the stock market. That is insane to think about. We've had CELC. CELC has gone from $15 to $60. Ladies and gentlemen, if you had a $7,000 account, you could have been able to make upwards of $30,000. Oh man, that's pretty insane. AIM, not the E, but the AIM we know, has now gone from $8 to, again, $35. An $8,000 account could have been able to produce you around $27,000. If you guys had a $4,000 account, you guys could have been able to make around $14,000. I mean, that's what's so insane about these plays. The amount of money that is, again, made, the amount of profit that is made. I want to make sure that you guys completely understand this. I want to make sure that you guys are all good, ready to rock, and every single trader is jacked on up here. So I want to make sure you guys are fired on up, ready to go on this day. Now, little side note here, traders, before we kick things on up, can I get a mic check? 1, 2, 1, 2. Guys, is everything, someone said again, my audio doesn't sound good. Can you guys let me know? Does the audio sound good? Can I get some thumbs on up? Can I make sure we are all set here, ready to go? Is every single person with me? Can I everyone says, Dek, you sound good and clear before I continue on? Just want to make sure. Good, 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 good. All right, awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Perfect. All right, cool. So if you are that person saying, Dek, your audio doesn't sound good, well, that's on your end. Okay, that's on your side. All right. Now, let's talk about what we have here, traders. Okay, AIM. What a beast of a play so far. Now, what I'm going to do is go over to indicators, put on the VWAP right here. VWAP resistance, if this thing gets a little bit of a pop back on up, seems like main resistance is going to be back up towards around like 28.75. I could imagine VWAP holding on up, but I also could imagine like 28.50, 28.75 area. That's old spiking high, slightly above the VWAP. Now, obviously, I want to try to make as much money as we possibly can today. Now, AGRI, is it? Yeah, that's a reverse stock split, up 827%. It's not really up 827%, ladies and gentlemen. That's a reverse stock split. A reverse stock split is when a company changes, right? It changes its price. It takes away shares, makes the current shares more valuable. So the stocks, again, the stock can change its price. Now, little heads on up. If you are holding a stock that has a reverse stock split, you don't make any money. You might have 1,000 shares on Friday, but then when you wake up on Monday, you might only have 500 shares. So basically, they take away shares from everyone, still give you the equivalent of how much money you have made or lost so far, but the stock price can now change. Why does someone do a reverse stock split? Make their stock look more credible, right? If a stock has gone from $10 down to 10 cents, you might do a reverse stock split to get back up to $2 to $3, so it just looks more appealing to investors. So a lot of times, weak stocks, dead stocks, stocks that are failing are going to do reverse stock splits. I would not touch AGRI. There's not really a reason to get yourself involved in AGRI at this time. Now, let's see what else we have going on here, team. So we have number one. Let's go with VAPE. Do we need to get involved with VAPE today? VAPE is a stock that will be active. Okay? Now, again, it doesn't look active, but this is a stock that has gone from $8 to $200. Just in a few moments, the stock could go from 56 down to 46. That's a $10 spike or a $10 drop. So the thing is, team, VAPE looks kind of dead, but it still has massive volatility. The stock still has massive movement. So VAPE today, I would still say keep this one on high watch and high alert. It looks like it's going to try to spike back up towards somewhere in the 60s. It seems like, again, bounce play was right around 67, bounce play 67, bounce resistance 67, resistance 67, VWAP 61, and old resistance 67. So again, I want you guys to be able to see this, that 67 area, that is going to be absolutely perfect, absolutely great. If you are looking for a morning spike up towards 67, 68, or looking for a reversal back on down from 67 to 68. So VAPE, high watch, high alert on that play. As I'm talking about this though, AIM is getting a massive turnaround. I mean, we have spiked on up. We have just fallen $15 back on down to the ground. So AIM, this play just went from $35 back on down to $20. If we take a look at this deck, where would be a great little dip buy? I would probably say right around 1875. Yes, you do have support around 20 bucks, but 1875, it's a weird number. There's no past chart history pattern, but it usually holds up as an area. We know this so well. 875, 1875, 2875. A lot of times that 875 area holds up as a lot of support and a lot of resistance. If you're looking for a dip buy or bounce play, I would be looking somewhere around that 1875 region. It's not going to be perfect. It'll be slightly below or slightly above. That's probably where I would think AIM is going to get a nice dip buy opportunity on this play. Now, what about CELC? CELC, guys, this is one that still has a lot of potential. CELC is probably the best press release so far today. The best press release that has the most opportunity. Now, I'm going to go through all these press releases here in just a moment, but I do want you guys to just be aware that CELC, this is my sleeper pick to go on a very nice rip and run today. This is my sleeper pick to go on a nice spike and go on a nice possible pop here. Little heads on up as I'm speaking. We do have AIM still dumping on down, guys. AIM is still dumping on down. Let's see, Deck, is this one going to get its dip buy and bounce play at around that 1875 mark? We just came on down towards lows around 1845. It's trying to hold on up. Deck, what's underneath that 1850 mark? I'm going to put in dip buy areas super low, stupid low, guys. And if I ever get filled, I would take it. Does that make sense? So I do think 1875 is going to bounce, but I'm just going to put in like 200 shares where at like 16. And you know what? If it ever came down there, I think that's such a low entry, it'd be worth it to get involved in. You know what I mean, guys? I'm going to put one at 1580 as well. And if I get filled down that low, I think it's good. But you know what's cool? We are getting a little green candle right next to 1875, trying to get a little bit of a dip and bounce. So if you guys just got filled around 1875, not too shabby, not too bad. But I'm just going to put like stupid low entries. If it falls another $4, going from 35 to 15, I think that could be a pretty solid entry. You know, so I'm not trying to get filled right now, but I just want to put some super low entries just in case that one goes low. Now let's actually talk about the news that we have right now. SMX, guys. This was a top gainer that came out on Friday. Might get a little bit of hype right now over on SMX. No, not too much. Let's get ourselves prepared. We got 10 minutes left to kick off this day. Let's go over everything at this moment. What were the best press releases so far today? The best press releases that we have at this moment, if we take a look over on the Fox Runner news scanner, is we see number one, we have Vape. VAPE. Now, Vape this morning talks about having 10x capital with announces a $500 million investment. Now, the thing is, team, VAPE, as I said, is this a stock that we want to watch today? The answer is yes. I do like VAPE, as I already stated. And the reason why I like VAPE is just because of how big its range is today. Remember, I care about volatility. If a stock spikes, I can make money on it. If a stock dumps, I can make money on it, as long as the stock is moving. And when we see a stock go from $8 to $200, the range is incredible. You can make so much money so quickly on Vape. Now, Vape does have good news behind it, or did have at least credible news behind it, making it the number one top gainer in the market. So the thing is, team, we already kind of talked about this a little bit. We do think Vape is going to try to spike up this morning, somewhere between like 67 to 75. I do. I do think Vape could spike on up towards around 67 to 75 this morning, rip and run back on up before it gets a reversal. Your two options is number one, buy it for that morning pop of $20, or again, wait for an upper shadow to short right around 75 and then short it back on down. If I get involved on Vape and I do shorts or even longs, I'm probably only going to do 100 to 200 shares. Because if I do 500 shares, I could lose so much money. And again, I never want to lose, but I need to be aware that if I'm on the wrong side of momentum and I do a 500 shares, every dollar that moves, I win or lose $500. If I lose, again, $4, I'm down $2,000. Like, that's just a little too crazy for me, you know? So let's just try to do 100 shares at a time over on Vape. It's going to be a hot active stock at the bell. It's definitely one that you guys have to be focusing on. Where's the next one? CELC. CELC, guys, this is one of my favorite press releases of today, as I stated. CELC, right, was where? Announces clinical, meaningful improvement in both progression-free survival, primary endpoints on phase 3. I mean, guys, this is, like, can this get any better? Right, when we take a look at this, we have meaningful, survival, primary endpoints, phase 3. Ladies and gentlemen, we take a look at our hot keywords, and we're asking ourselves, what word is not in here? We have, again, 4-star word, positive endpoints. We have positive data. We are talking about cancer. We are talking about improvements. We're talking about everything that we want to look for that's great and good on this play. So, I mean, phase 3 trials, absolutely insane, absolutely great. This is probably my favorite press release so far today, right? So, CELC, we take a look back over on this play here. And what do we really want to be looking at when we take a look over on the stock? CELC, number 2 top gainer. CLC, what it comes on down to is we have to get above and break above $50. Now, for anyone who was not here this morning, I did have a trade. Now, what trade did I get on this morning for anyone who was not here? I shorted CELC after the morning spike. After the morning spike, it went on this big rip, and I shorted it from $48.90 back down to $43.80. So the stock went on this big spike. Once it started coming back on down, I shorted this play. And as it shorted, I was able to make about, like, what, a $7 move, $6 move. So $6 on this play, 100 shares, I was able to make a little over $500. So that was my one trade that I had after the big morning spike. Now, the big question is, are we going to get another morning spike over on CELC, or are we going to turn and fall right back on down to the VWAP? Another great press release, will have a lot of volatility, a lot of big range on this day. So keep your eyes peeled over on CELC, definitely going to be a hot one. Now, we went over AGRI, we don't need. Remember, cross this off your list. You do not need this in any sort of way. Vape, again, VAPE, this one, we love the range, room to run up towards around $75. CELC, we love the press release here. Great press release, probably the best one today. AIM, as we talked about over on AIM right here, this also does have positive data, correct? AIM right here. AIM announces positive mid-year safety and efficiency data from phase 2, right? Treatment in cancer, positive phase treatment, cancer. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we have some awesome press releases here. And again, coming on kind of right behind me, what do we have? We have, again, positive phase data, top line, cancer, wherever cancer is in the 3-star list here, right? We have a lot of great keywords. Cancer right here, demonstrating treatments, right? 2-star word. We have a lot of good hype at this time, bringing in this attention and bringing in this volume. So I definitely want every single person to just be aware that these are credible plays. Now, the thing is, most likely, only one of these stocks is going to take on off. Most likely, only one of these plays is going to go crazy. LEXX, positive interim results on phase 1. LEXX might get a little hype right here. LEXX. Nope, not really too much. Phase 1 doesn't go as crazy. Phase 1's not as crazy as phase 2 or phase 3. But traders, we gotta ask ourselves right now, what is going to be the best play here? Which one do you guys like the most? So I actually want to set up a little bit of a chat poll here. Let's do this together. Let's do this together, guys. Let's go to create poll. Let's go with which stock will be the breakout stock. So let's ask this together. What stock today, guys, is going to be the breakout one? Like, which one's going to go crazy today? Is the best breakout stock today going to be VAPE? VAPE from $8 to 200, 200 back down to 50, could easily spike back up to 75 today. Could VAPE be the one? Is it going to be CELC? CELC, number 2 top gainer in the stock market. CELC, this stock had positive endpoints. Amazing news. Already has gone from what, $8 all the way up to $30. Insane. Definitely could work its way back on up. On top of that, or $50, excuse me, we have AIM. AIM also came out with positive data. AIM, very hot, very active. Just had the 1875 dip buy and bounce play. That one has a lot of attention. Also, let's not forget again MCTV. MCTV, I know we haven't talked about that one too much, but MCTV, that was the number 1 top gainer on Friday, which was, again, that crazy short squeeze. You guys remember that? Is it MCTV? Which one am I thinking of right now? It is MCVT. This was, again, the number one top gainer on Friday. Massive short squeeze. Could everyone just be forgetting about this play right now and it's going to start working its way back on up? Hey, everyone, let's go ahead, cast your vote. So again, this is underneath the live stream right now. Little heads on up, go underneath the live stream. You guys will, again, be able to see this. Also, you guys can just click the poll button on TradeCaster in the top right-hand corner. So click the poll button on TradeCaster in the top right-hand corner. You guys are all set. For everyone over on YouTube, yell out right now. Everyone type out right now over on YouTube. What's your favorite play? Which one's going to spike? Which one's going to break out? Which one's going to go crazy today? So everyone, yell it on out. Let's get ourselves prepared and get ourselves going here. All right, everyone, cast your vote if you guys haven't yet. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You guys are saying CELC is going to be the big winner. All right. So you guys are saying right now, CELC is going to be the winner. So does that mean that we look to short some other place? Does that mean we look to short AIM? Because again, that's basically saying, oh, Dek, AIM might only spike on up towards like $24. I would say, again, AIM, let's go up towards like $25 on AIM. Look for some possible shorts up there. I like that. 100 shares AIM, short that play, right? If it gets up towards like 26, we could do another little 100 shares. So right now I have AIM possible dip buys at 16, and I have AIM possible shorts at around 20. Okay, what about CELC? CELC, guys, I would do a dip buy back on down to $41. CELC, let's go again, 100 shares. Let's look for, again, a limit order back on down towards like 41. I'm going to do like 41.30, somewhere like that, 100 shares. Like to see if that gets a dip buy. All right, cool. So again, looking for some dip buys, nice down low, looking to see what I can get my a possibility of getting filled with. I have 2 entries over on AIM. I have 1 entry over on CELC, and I do want to see if vape spikes on up towards like $70 right off the rip right here. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are fired up about today, if you guys are excited, if you guys are ready to go, smash that thumbs on up right here and right now. If you guys are excited about today, everyone take one moment. Help me out here. All I ask for, smash that thumbs on up right here, right now. Let's get ourselves involved. Let's get ourselves started, and let's get ourselves ready to rock and roll on this day. As you guys can see, I've only had 1 trade so far. And again, there's my P&L box. But if anything gets filled, we will see it right off the rip. So if, again, anything gets filled over on my P&L box, we will get filled right off the rip here. So traders, everything is live in real time in front of you. Dek, what are you looking to get filled on? CELC, if we ever come back on down towards around $41, I would look for a dip buy. Dek, why would you get filled at around that $41 mark? Just because I think that's going to be right underneath the VWAP, and if we do come on down right underneath that VWAP, I think we'll bounce back on up with a little lower shadow and then bounce right back on up. Kind of what it's doing right now. See how it came on down to 42? Came on down to 42.90, now back on up to 45. So I was kind of looking for that to see if that was going to go crazy. Guys, little heads on up. A VAPE, vape, trying to get a little bit of ripping and running. Vape's a scary play. Okay, so vape is a very scary play right now. What about AIM? What is AIM doing? AIME, again, AIME, I would get filled if it comes on down to like 15 bucks. If AIME comes on down to like 15 bucks, I would get filled on that one. Guys, CELC, cancel your dip buys right now on CELC at $41. Cancel your dip buys over on that one. AIM. Dek, where are you getting filled on the short side on AIM? I would not get filled until like $25 on AIM. I would want to be waiting on AIM all the way back up towards around the VWAP. So AIM, short this play, back on down towards around $20. Might get halted, $25. AIM might get halted though. So AIM might be getting halted here very soon. So again, we got AIM halted. Little heads on up. AIM halted at this moment here, traders. Tesla, what's Tesla doing? Tesla with a little bit of dump-a-ronies. Tesla, a little bit of a dump, a little bit of a crack right here over on Tesla. Not anything too crazy, not anything too bad, but we are getting a little bit of weakness over on Tesla at this time. So we will continue to keep our eyes peeled over on that play. Traders, someone fill me in. What also happens this Friday? Does anyone know? What is happening this Friday? And I got to throw this out here for every single person. This Friday, we are actually having Trump start off his tariffs once again. August 1st. August 1st, Trump kicks off his tariffs. Now, team, let's go back to history. history class right here. Let's go back to school. What happened in January? What happened in February? What happened in March? Wasn't the entire stock market dumping? And the entire stock market came crashing on down whenever you even mentioned the word tariff. And then we said, okay, you know what? We'll pause tariffs for 90 days. And that was the last 1, 2, 3 months. So over the last 3 months, we paused tariffs. We haven't had to worry about them. And the stock market has flown back on up. The stock market is hitting record highs every single day. The stock market is continuously climbing. It's insane. But I'm a little bit nervous as we head over into August. Tariffs are back. Are we going to see any repeat of a drop? Are we going to see anything get weaker here? So the thing is, traders, I have my long-term investments. I bought in on Monday, April 7th at the lowest point of the day. I got a little lucky. As you guys know, I've shown my statements a bajillion times. These are all my Monday, April 7th entries that I got in on all my plays. I am making more money right now than I could ever imagine on my long-term investment plays. It's incredible. But I will tell you right now, I do think we will have a red August. I do think there will be a significant drop in August. And that is just because as we go back into tariff territory, people are going to be scared. As we go back into tariff territory, people are going to lock in profits. People are going to be back in that unknown land where they're going to say, I don't know what's going to happen. So the thing is, uncertainty, unknown, where we don't know what's about to happen next. People like to be a little bit tighter with their money. Right? So I want to make sure that you guys completely understand that. I want to make sure that you guys are putting yourselves in the best positions possible, not hurting yourself in any sort of way. Okay? So think about that as we go. We might see some dropping. We might see some fading over in the markets. So make sure you guys are all ready to rock. Squeeze Ape, Deck, love today's thumbnail. Thank you. I appreciate it. We got to step it up a little bit. A little heads on up. MCVT, guys, previous Friday squeeze and spiker. Trying to get a little bit of hype, trying to get a little crazy. AIM, guys, AIM is still halted. Let's go through all plays real quick. We have AIM this morning. We were looking. Where's VAPE at? VAPE, that one getting halted on the downside. Okay, maybe getting a little ugly. CELC right now. Oh, getting a little, again, CELC still might get that dip, buy, and bounce. And AIM is currently halted. Again, I will look for shorts on AIM as we move on up towards around $26. But do we also have at this time VAPE halted? Yeah, VAPE is also halted. So VAPE is going to be getting unhalted in about a minute 40. AIM should be getting unhalted at a similar time, right around about a minute 30. So we are going to be seeing AIM and VAPE opening up at the same time. AIM, Deck, where do you want to short? Next to the VWAP. So again, let's just make this crystal clear, okay, everyone? What pattern do you guys see over on AIM? AIM is currently halted. There's a pattern that is developing at this moment that should be able to give us some sort of predictability. Number one, we should be able to get a nice short around $25. If it breaks $25, it's probably going up to this old upper shadow, or excuse me, this old upper shoulder. If I took a look over on this play, even though we do have that one upper shadow over here, I would say there's potential for a head and shoulders pattern where we have shoulder, head, and now we have the other shoulder possibly forming. This could be a little shoulder that forms and starts dropping its way on off. So if you want to get involved over on AIM, you want to be looking for probably entries $25 up towards around $28. Those would be, again, the main entries to be focusing on AIM shorts. Okay? So do a 25 entry, 26 entry, 28 entry, right? I'd probably do 100 shares at a time. That would be, again, I think the best way to trade this. One at 25, one at 26, one at 28. That'll put you a cost basis right around 26, 27. And then if you do get that drop from that head and shoulders pattern, you're going to be able to make some money. Well, Deck, why do 25? Just in case it may not get all the way up to 28. So maybe 100 shares here, 100 shares here, 100 shares here, and then we start seeing a reversal back on down. AIM. Guys, actually already starting to get a little reversal. AIM not getting the gap up. I thought AIM would get a little gap up and maybe start going a little bit crazy. So AIM right now, guys, no gap up, no big time spike. Unfortunately, no big gap up, no big spike, already giving back a lot of its gains. So AIM had a quick morning spike, gave it all back. Let's go back over towards, again, VAPE. VAPE, this one's live too. VAPE is live at this moment. Is VAPE going to be able to hold on up, or is VAPE going to start giving back some gains? VAPE is a little bit of a scary play. As this one spikes on up, could get up towards around that $60 mark. VAPE is also a play. Unfortunately, it looks like it's going to get halted a lot today. Like, I could imagine this play dumping back on down, giving back all its gains. Now, VAPE is also a very scary play. Deck, why is it scary? Because you have a $2 spread. If you jump in on this play on VAPE, you're either going to make money or lose money instantly. Like it's going to be a very difficult play to be able to get yourself involved in. So right now, traders, AIM, unfortunately getting ugly. Halted again. NVNI, no. ANGH, yeah. CRVO. Do you guys see anything going crazy right now? I know, again, LIDR. I see you guys talking about that. Let's kind of go over it. LIDR last week. Last week, LIDR came out with a NVIDIA integration. Not an NVIDIA partnership, but a NVIDIA integration. So it's not as big as a press release as it sounds, but it is still pretty good. Now, again, when I take a look, let's go back over to it. If I click LIDR right here, I go over to the news. We did see last week, right? Last week, here it is. This was back on Thursday. It says LIDR is now fully integrated into NVIDIA's autonomous driving platform, paving the way for significant growth. So what we have right here, guys, is a good press release. NVIDIA is integrating LIDR's platform. That is awesome. That is a great press release. There's no partnership, but NVIDIA is using, right, LIDR's platform. That's awesome. So what is happening at this moment? Well, we have the most valuable company in the world. More valuable than Apple, more valuable than Google, more valuable than these Microsoft, NVIDIA, and now working with LIDR. So LIDR is now getting a ton of credibility. Oh, wow, NVIDIA would choose LIDR to work with? Oh, are they really worth a 90-cent stock at this time? So it's gone from 90 cents to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 and now pushing $6. So it comes on down to, what do you think would be a reasonable price for LIDR to be? Well, we have the most valuable company in the world integrating LIDR's platform. I mean, guys, just kind of spitballing here. That could make LIDR like a $10 plus stock. That could make LIDR, $10 to $15 potentially. So if I'm saying, LIDR, should I short this play? I wouldn't. I would not short LIDR. I will be staying away from shorting LIDR. It just has too much credibility behind it when you have the most valuable company in the world picking that and integrating their platform. It's not a good short in my eyes. Yes, it will fall at some point. Yes, it will have a pullback. Yes, it will again drop. But at the same point, guys, it's just not worth it to me. You know what I mean? VAPE, still trying to get a little bit of that spike on up. VAPE getting halted on the upside. LIDR, 43% gain. Let's wait to see what comes on up here today. Let's wait to see again where this buying volume starts getting a little bit more momentum. So, let's see what we got as we wait for these next rips and runs, as we wait for these next spikes, and as we wait for these next climbs. Traders, little heads on up for you as well. I've been slacking on it a little bit, and I, again, finally have caught on up. And what I mean by I've caught on up is over the past 40 days now, I have traded a lot. I was able to make over $20,000 in profit, which is great. And I also took some losses, which is great as well. But I have finally caught on up, edited all these videos, and now I'm going to be posting these videos probably every other day. So on my YouTube, you guys have probably seen last night, 14 hours ago, I posted this video. $1,500 in 2 minutes. Day trading the stock market, how much money I can make. I'm going to be posting these videos probably twice a week of every single trade that I do. So in case you ever miss a live stream, if you are not a member of Tradecaster, if you just want to see how I'm trading, I will be posting again new videos probably twice a week of all the edited videos of my live trades. But if you guys have not checked that on out yet, can you guys again go check it on out? Give that video a thumbs on up. Drop a comment, after you guys watch it, saying you guys enjoyed it, saying you guys liked it, saying you guys, hey, Dek, can you add this? Whatever you want. I would love to be able to feedback. So again, check out my latest video, and I would love to be able to see you guys support these videos, and it'll just keep me going for more. So if you guys like these videos, definitely let me know with those thumbs on up, with those comments, and I'll be happy to go ahead and check those on out so that we're all set, ready to go. But I'll be posting a lot more videos coming on up here, guys. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you guys are all set, ready to rock. If you guys, again, have checked that video on out, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys giving that a thumbs on up and dropping a comment. Just helps with the engagement, and I really appreciate it. All right, let's look for this next possible play. VAPE. Again, VAPE, guys, has room to go up towards around $70 here today. Would anyone be interested in jumping in on VAPE? jumping in on VAPE, seeing again this play go all the way up towards 70 bucks. Dek, would you, I would say, it's a little bit scary, to jump in on this play. What I would hope is that $50 support holds. That's what, but again, this is a hope. I hope $50 support holds. If I'm going to jump in on this play, could I jump on in at again like 47, 48 and hope that again it continues to move itself on up? Maybe only 100 shares, definitely a little bit more gambly. Definitely a little bit more gambly, but at the same time, I don't really see too much else moving. VAPE seems like it has the majority of the buying volume. I'm just going to be ready for this. If again we get a little pullback, if we get a little action, I'll be willing to do 100 shares on this play. See if we can make some money. Let's see what we can do on this play. Let's see if we can get involved. Guys, I'm going to look for VAPE dip buys. Let's see what we can do over on this play. VAPE going to be getting unhalted in 30 seconds. Had the second best press release on the day here. VAPE went from the price of $8 to $200 and now came on down towards the low of the day of $46. Might be getting a little bit of a dip buy. I'm going to see, can we possibly get a little bit of a pullback back down to 48, 49, get filled, and then we shoot up towards around like 60 bucks. I will tell you right now, if I get filled at 48, 49, and it starts going down to 47, I'm just going to get out right away. I'm not going to hold this very long, but I'm going to give it a chance just because I know how crazy this can go. We just went from 46 to 70. We might go from 50 to 65. That could be a lot of money to be made. So the thing is, I want to see what we're going to do here. I am not filled on this play at this time. But I do want to just be aware of this play. If I can get a quick little pullback and then again bounce back on up, let's see what we can do on this one. So don't want to go too big, don't want to go too crazy, but we're looking for where's the volume going to go? Where's the action going to go? Can we get filled on a play? And then can we, rip and run back up to like $60 plus? Guys, right now you can see VAPE starting to get a little buying volume, just came on up towards around 58. Is this thing going to have the chance to explode? Could VAPE, I'm a little scared to short this play, to be honest, because this is one of those plays. Doesn't it look like this is one of those plays that could get halted, get hype, get halted, get hype, get halted, get hype, get halted, get hype, and next thing you know, it's all the way up to like $82? Kind of scares me a little bit on that one. CELC starting to work itself back on up as well. CELC is my favorite play today. This one honestly does have the best news. Now, sometimes, again, the best news doesn't lead towards the biggest spike. Sometimes it does, but I would definitely say be aware of CELC. What I would say is very important on CELC is let's see if it can break and not form lower highs. We want to see higher lows. Team, take a look right now. VAPE. Uh-oh. Can we break the VWAP here? VAPE, can this stock be able to squeeze and break the VWAP? It does not look like I'm going to get filled in the, in the low areas of the 49s. So it does not look like, again, VAPE, we're going to get filled in the 49 area, 48 area. But maybe, should we look for a possible entry, guys? Possible little dip buy back on down towards 54? That could possibly be something, if we can. I'm just looking, I want to get involved. I do. But can we get a little pullback? Guys, look at this. VAPE trying to squeeze. Might get halted again. VAPE is the play that's a little bit more risky, but trying to squeeze, trying to get a little buying volume, trying to get some momentum here. Guys, VAPE on the train. VAPE is halted. All right, let's go through these other top gainers. Is there anything else that is spiking, ripping, and running? Team, let's be honest with each other. Is AIM spiking, ripping, or running? And the answer is no. AIM, unfortunately, right now is not doing anything. If I had to take a guess, I would say AIM is going to fall back on down towards around 15 bucks. That would be my prediction. Why? That's the old spiking high. So if I take a look over on AIM, it's gone from $15, right? This play has another probably $3 it can fall. It has now gone from $35 and is now again on its route, on its path down to 15 bucks. When is AIM getting unhalted? AIM's getting unhalted, 9:37 and 1 second. That one might be getting unhalted in about 30 seconds here, guys. AIM is shortable. It's not a bad idea to maybe look for a possible short on AIM. I would do 100 shares on AIM, limit order. Where at? If this play ever bounced back up into the 19s, short in the 1940s, short around 1990, short around 1920. Do a little short, have $20 main resistance, hold on up, fade back on down to $15. I would give it a chance. So again, I'm looking for stocks that I can get up high, get at resistance, look for, again, opportunities of success. But right here, traders, AIM is just dumping still. Look at this. AIM is still dumping. AIM is getting ugly. AIM is fading and falling. I'm not getting filled on AIM. I can't get filled. There's no, again, I don't want to get filled at the very tippity bottom. Again, AIM is still dropping on off. So this thing is still collapsing at this moment. Still, shorts are in control. I was hoping maybe it would get a little upper shadow, then dump back on down. And remember, I'm already up $510. There's no need for me to gamble. There's no need for me to force any sort of trade. AIM, getting weak. ANGH right here. Keeping that one on watch, but not too much volume. NVNI, not too much volume. CRVO. CRVO, anything right here? Nah. LIDR right here. LIDR, we like this one. It just seems like it's going to be a little slow and steady. We like it. It's just going to be a little slow and steady. What we really have to focus on is VAPE. VAPE. Right? VAPE. This is going to be VAPE. I could imagine this also turning into a little bit of like a meme play as well. Some people like the vape. I feel like vaping was a lot cooler back in like 2016 when it first came on out. Now I feel like you see someone vaping, you're kind of like, eh. I don't know. I feel like there's some people that are, that obviously still like to vape, and that's fine. You can do your thing. I just don't know if I could trust you. Like, basically, guys, when I see someone who vapes, and let's say I go on vacation, I ask you to walk my dog, if I'm out, like, there's like a 50% chance that, again, I'm going to come back and my dog's going to have kidney failure. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, that's kind of the type of person I feel like that, is still vaping in 2025. So, VAPE. This one still has that potential to kind of start going on a big rip and run. VAPE here. Dek, would you short this? I wouldn't. I can't. I would say, again, VAPE, the only thing you'd want to do is maybe look for a dip buy. Dip buy and give that one a chance if you want to kind of get a little crazy over on that one. Let's see where this next move is going to take us here, traders. We have VAPE. Dek, how high do you think it's going to get up to? Around $80. Dek, where would you look for entries? So this is the thing. We know VAPE is a hot stock. We know VAPE this morning does have a lot of credibility. It's the number one top gainer. It's up 605%. VAPE is right here talking about getting 10x capital with the support of YZ Lab, announces a $500 million private placement. We have a lot of credibility behind VAPE. VAPE has already gone on this massive rip and run, and now it's trying to grind its way on up. I would say that VAPE is most likely going to have support around the VWAP. The VWAP area, as of now, is $60 on the dot. If you want to get involved over on VAPE, I do think it's too risky to short. I'm going to look to put dip buy entries of 100 shares at a time down at around these prices. 59.10, look for a dip buy. I'll do again 58.40, look for a dip buy. And I would go all the way back on down to like $57 and look for a dip buy. If this play comes all the way back on down towards like $57 or under, I'd probably again start getting out of that play, but I do think it's worth it to at least give Vape a chance. Vape is a play up 600%. It's a play that can go absolutely nuts. I did just get filled on this play with 200 shares. Let's even get a little dip buy on this play. But if this play does not bounce its way on up, I will just get out. Okay? So I want to see if Vape can go on a spike and rip and run. I'm up $60 over on Vape right now. Dek, what's your entry? 58.70. So I'm not going to go too crazy on Vape, but if this play goes nuts, I'm going to give it a chance, and I'm in on this play right now. I'm up another $500. Let's see if we can hold the $60 mark. If we can hold $60 on Vape, I'm going to love this play. But it has to hold... nope, look at this, guys. It's not holding 60 right now. I'm up down $100. Down $100. We tried to break $60 again. I want to see, can we break $60? Nope. Up 200, down 100, up 60. So you can see we're trying to break that $60 mark, and I would love to see a $62 break and squeeze. So let's see if we can break $62, squeeze on up. We got to get 60, 58, 61, 60. Let's go. 60. Guys, we're still having trouble at 60. Still having trouble at 60, 61, 60. Watch the bids. The bids are the buyers. We want to see the bids keep holding. So again, the most important thing is stay above 60. Staying above 60 is our number one top priority, okay? We're right now, again, looking to stay above 60. We're at $520, $282. We're up $282 right now. You guys can see my entry right here. 335. Stay above 60, because staying above 60 is staying above the VWAP. So as long as we stay above 60, I'm happy. Okay? As long as we stay above 60, I am happy. Little heads on up for you guys. Nope. 60 still holding as resistance or support, but we got to hold 60. Hold 60, hold 60. If we go underneath 60, I'm getting out. Hold 60, you dog. Hold 60. Hold 60 right now. Let's go. Guys, I'm getting out. I'm going to take my $260 profit right now. It's not holding 60 yet. It's not holding 60 yet. So I'm just getting out. I'm going to increase my profits a little bit, $260, and now I'm out. So guys, Dek, how did you time that? How did you know you were about to get a dump? How did you know, again, the stock was going to start getting a red candle? Because the bids kept showing 60 and started getting weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. Let me actually go back here, guys, because look at this. Look how this thing just faded on off. I took my profits at literally the perfect time. How in the world did we do that? Let's actually go back in time here, team. I record every single trade, so that is awesome that I do that because it always allows us to rewatch these trades. But let's actually break this down in detail about what we just did on this and how it just worked. Okay, I want to show you guys something that maybe you guys have missed. Okay, so here's the live trade we just did. I'm going to turn off the volume here, but I want to show you on what I look for when I'm talking about these 60s. Okay, so let's go back right here. All right, everyone can see this, and actually I'm going to put this right above. I'm going to put this right above me here. And I want to explain what I see. Okay? So, there is the live video happening behind me right now. I'm going to make myself a little bit bigger. And I want to talk about exactly what I'm seeing here. Okay? So, we're in on our trade. Okay? I want everyone to focus right above me. Okay? I want everyone to focus on right here, where it says 60-34, 60-12. I watch a level 2 when I'm trading. The chart is where you do research. The chart is where you have a game plan. The chart is where you try to figure out what's going to be coming on up. But you actually do your live trading over on the level 2. So, let's go ahead and break this on down. Right here, team, this is the recap of what we just looked at. I want to show you what I see on a level 2, howing and knowing what to get in, and howing and knowing when to get out. So we know, first things first, is that the chart shows that VAPE has $60 as the VWAP. The VWAP stands for volume weighted average price. That is going to be one of the strongest support and resistance lines. Now, me as someone who got filled on this play as a buyer, I want to see it hold above the VWAP, that black line. So again, I look at the chart. I know that $60 is the area we have to hold. Now my entire focus is going to be on level 2. As I take a look over on this play, what do I see? I see 60-34. That means the left side of this, there are buyers. There are people willing to buy above $60. That gives me confidence. That gives me strength. That gives me, again, optimism that I am going to be able to hold this play because people are willing to buy above the VWAP. Now let's press play on this video a little bit and let's see what happens. So I'm watching. I see 60-37, 60-50. 60-50, 60-56. So as long as we stay above that $60 mark, I have zero concern whatsoever. Now you guys can also see my live P&L in the blue right here where it's at $260. And I'm watching at this moment, let me pause it right here. I'm watching at this moment that these 60s hold on up. Notice what we have right now, team. We have an order at 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 61. We have a lot of orders at 60. This is my floor. This is my support line. But if we start going underneath that floor, if we start cracking all of these guys, that's a sign of weakness. Because look how strong we are. We have so many levels that, again, sellers would have to go through. So many of these buyers would have to get taken on out. But watch what slowly happens. Well, the 61 guy just got taken out. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have people willing to buy at 60. Okay, cool. Now I'm watching that 60s are still holding. 60s now are kind of getting very weak right now, and I believe this is why I'm about to take profit. I know that the VWAP has to hold above 60. I know that buyers need to hold above 60. And if that wall, if that floor cracks, $60 is going to crack as well, and people are going to give up on this play. So, guess what happened, guys? I got out of my play. I got out of my play right here. $0. And what do we now see? We now see the level 2 collapse. 59, 58. Guess what happens next, guys? As we go on down, 57. Guess what happens? 56, 55. Everyone starts. The thing is, traders, stock trading can become very predictable. And the reason how and why it becomes predictable is because you just have to know what everyone else is going to do. Team, why do stocks move up? Everyone buys them. Why do stocks move down? Everyone sells them. So the thing is, traders, if I can understand what everyone else is about to do, well, then I can make a lot of money. I know that everyone is going to sell their shares if it can't hold 60. So the moment it comes on down to 59, let me get the heck out of there. And then it collapses. Or I could look for a possible short right when it collapses. But you have to know, if you are a person thinking that, oh, it's me only out here, and whatever I do is what's going to happen. No, it's what everyone else is going to do. When I sit in my chair every single morning, I think to myself, what is everyone else going to buy today? What is everyone else going to look at? What is everyone else going to trade? Because what everyone else buys and trades, that's what's actually going to move. Where's everyone else going to get out? Okay, if $60 cracks, where's everyone going to buy? Well, if $60 holds on up. That's what I was looking for. Does that make sense, everyone? So I want to make sure that you guys completely understand that so you become a better trader. So very important right there so that you guys are all good. All right. So right now we are up $770. $770 on the day. LIDR just came out with an offering. Ugh, guys, that's not good. LIDR just came out with an offering. Thank you for the heads on up. LIDR getting pretty ugly right there. And that's one that, could easily fall apart at this moment and just keep on crashing. Why don't you crash into me? And the philosophy. Why don't you crash into me, Is there any Dave Matthews people here? Anyone who likes Dave Matthews? All right, team. Let's see what we can do next. I mean, we could jump in on a few shorts. Seems like some things are getting a little weaker. Seems like some things are starting to drop on down. Crash into me. Crash into me. Into. All right, let's see here. Dek, I was the Dave Matthews Band until I listened to you. Whoa, let's calm down there. Right here, traders, we are watching and waiting. See what happens. LIDR starting to fade on down. Team, I will tell you right now, jumping in on some Tesla shorts on my prop firm. Guys, prop firm trading. I'm going to give this one a little chance over on One Stop Prop. Going to go on the short side for this week. So I'm going to hold this probably the entire week over on my prop firm, over on some Tesla shorts. Okay? So, guys, just a little heads on up. This is prop firm trading. This is not my real money account over on Cobra. Remember, I always like to, again, just give everyone multiple choices, multiple heads on up. If anyone is interested, right? Very simple, very awesome, great way to be able to trade. Dek, I want to be able to trade. I want to be able to trade $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, $100,000, but I just don't have that type of money. Well, what can you do? You guys can sign up to a prop firm. A prop firm is going to fund you $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 so that you can go ahead and trade. So a lot of people here say, hey, Dek, I'm the best trader out there. I just don't have the funds to trade. Dek, I know I would be successful. I just don't have the funds to trade. Dek, how can I, again, take my trading to the next level? I just don't have the funds. It's really hard to have $20,000 laying around. So what does everyone do nowadays? A lot of people go over to, again, prop firms such as One Stop Prop, where if you want $25,000, you would have to pay a test that's going to cost you $218. So what is the test? The test is you are going to have to pay a fee. And once you pay this fee, you are going to get a test. And the test is you get a $100,000 account and you have to make $12,000 before you lose $8,000. Show us that you are good enough to be able to get $25,000. If you can make $8,000 before you lose $12,000, they will fund you $25,000. And what you're going to do is have some sort of split where all future profits you get to keep, plus they get a little bit as well. Why do they get a little? Because they're giving you the money to trade. So basically a prop firm is, we want to find traders that are good to trade. We will give you money, trade. We take some of the percentage of profits, and you again get to keep your money as well. But how do you again figure out who's a good trader or not? You guys have to go ahead and you guys have to be able to pass the test. If you guys want to, you guys can go ahead, type in the word Dekmar 20 for 20% off over on One Stop Prop, and you will get 20% off every single challenge. So make sure you guys go check that on out if you guys haven't yet. And you guys will be all ready to rock and roll over on One Stop Prop. So, One Stop Prop, and you guys do have Dekmar 20 for 20% off. So right here, make sure you guys are all good here. Deck, I passed my evaluation on Trade the Pool prop firm. Got on today to saying it failed my risk assessment. They better give me my money back. I'm not getting funded. I'm pissed off. So again, glass blowing trader. I personally have never used Trade the Pool. I've only used in my life One Stop Prop. So unfortunately, I don't have any connection with them. If that is true, like if you passed it and then you passed it and they won't fund you, that's pretty messed up. So that is very annoying, right? That's very messed up if that is true. But yeah, definitely check, contact them, give them a little piece of your mind. So right here, VAWV. Also, team, where are we at? Let's look for that next possible trade. VAPE. Guys, anyone think VAPE is about to fall off a cliff? Anyone think VAPE is about to give a whole lot back? Anyone think VAPE is going to start getting ugly? I think VAPE is going to get a little spike back up towards around 55 to 56 and then probably fall back on down. So right now, traders, we are looking to see what we have. Anyone seeing anything going crazy right now? Anyone see anything going wild? Right now, we are up over a little $700. So not too shabby, not too bad. And let's just stay smart here, team. Let's just stay smart. I appreciate every single person joining us on this day. I appreciate everyone that's smashing that thumbs on up. I appreciate for everyone, again, getting jacked on up on this day here, baby. Woo! Oh, man. Guys, I love this job. Can we just take a second to appreciate how amazing this job is? Right? How incredible is this job? To be able to wake on up, work every single day, be able to make this cash, be able to make this profit. Let's see if anything is going to start going a little bit more nuts. INMB. Guys, INMB. Anyone still holding that play from last week? INMB, that was a Reddit play. Let's see. AIM getting a little bit of a bounce play after coming back down to $12 and most likely going to move its way back up towards around 15. VAPE, watch your VAPE team to spike back on up towards around 56. If VAPE gets back on up towards around, I'm going to go with $57. If VAPE gets back on up towards, oh, it's getting halted again. Guys, we might get halted again. Little heads on up. Let's just watch this here for a second. Nope, we're not halted. We're not halted. If we get back up to $57, I'm going to look for a possible short. Oh, are they saying symbol not shortable or hard to borrow? Do I have to, again, locate shares now? Before, it wasn't like that. Let me go over to VAPE. VAPE, let me say 200. I want to do 200 shares on the short side. I haven't located any shares to short just yet. 200 shares, locate lowest. How much is that going to cost me? That would cost me $5. Is that worth it to me? I think so. So for me to get these shares over on Cobra, it would cost me $5. 200 shares, pending. Let's see if I can get it. Located 200 shares. I just spent $5. Cool. Let's go back over towards this. We just ran up towards around 56 bucks. Let's see again. If I can get a short at 57, I'll do 100 shares. If I can get a short at like 57.90, I would do 100 shares. So I will do 100 shares if we ever get a little pop back on up towards like 50, like close to the VWAP. You know what I mean? So again, VWAP's up towards around 59.25. I don't think we're going to get all the way up towards 59.25. I think we could get up like slightly underneath it. If we ever do get a little bit of a pop up towards like 56, 57, I'm going to look for a little short, and then again, look for the drop back on down towards around 50, 200 shares, even 100 shares. You know, that's $100, $200 for every dollar that's moved. So right here, traders, we want to see what we could possibly get after here. A lot of craziness in pre-market today. Absolutely. A lot of craziness in pre-market. Guys, look at YYAI. YYAI not too bad in any sort of way. VWAV, $5 strong resistance. I'm looking to be able to make a little bit more. What's my target every single day? My target every single day is going to be right around like 1,400 bucks. If I can make around $1,400 every single day, that's where I'm happy. That's where I'm content. That's where I'm saying, all right, hey, you know what? That's more than enough money. I want to see if VAPE can get one last little spike back on up. Let's head on over to CNBC real quick, though. CNBC.com. Where are we at? What are we focusing on? S&P 500 opens little change after U.S.-Euro trade deal as traders brace for big market week ahead. As we know, we are going to have tariffs. Trump trade rep sets low bar for China. No enormous breakthrough expected. Trump gives Russia less than 2 weeks to reach a peace deal with Ukraine. All right. So, guys, that's where we're currently at this moment. Keeping our eyes peeled, seeing what we can do. Still watching for our possible move over on this trade. VAPE. Again, best entry is going to be, I think, right underneath the VWAP. And then we'd like to see an upper shadow, give it all on back, make another quick little few $100 if we can. No entries for ourselves at this time, though. No entries just yet. Does anyone see anything going crazy right now? VWAV? Guys, VWAV. I'm just going to call it VWAV. VWAV right here, getting a little bit of hype. VWAV at this moment, a little bit of a spike. Now, VWAV at this time, did it have news? It did have news. If you guys come over here to Fox Runner, you guys can see that VWAV right here, it did have a credible press release. The credible press release that VWAV had, it says it secures a $50 million equity line to accelerate AI-driven defense platform. So we secure a $50 million equity line to accelerate the AI-driven defense platform. Okay. Pretty solid, pretty good. So there is credibility over on VWAP. Guys, just got filled again over on Vape. Guys, little heads on up. A Vape, my entry just got filled. Vape entry just got filled right here, team. Now, again, I am currently sitting on the short side on Vape with 100 shares. I only got filled 100 shares on Vape at this time. Now, there is a $3 spread. Dek, what's your entry? My average cost basis is $57. $57 is my average cost basis. I would like to see it, be able to hit that area and start crashing back on down. If I can get 200 shares, I will do 200 shares. But right now, team, I did just get that little pop on Vape, and I'm looking for that rejection and that pullback. Okay? So Vape, I am in on right now. Unrealized gain, minus 110 bucks. My second entry just got filled. 200 shares total, cost basis, $57.45. Currently down on this play. Dek, where would you get out of this play if it ever started breaking like 60? So, guys, we're hitting that VWAP right now. Got to be careful on this play. Hold on a second. What is this play going to do? I'm not adding on this. Little heads on up here, traders. I am not adding on this play. I'm currently down in the blue mark right here. 450 bucks. I will not add on this play. I'm only looking for it to reverse and fade and fall, watching for $60 to hold up as resistance and another red candle to happen. So, holding this play, watching this one, 200 shares, max. Not adding this in any sort of way. Dek, are you going to hold through this halt if the stock gets halted? As long as it stays under 60. That's my stop loss. 60 bucks is my stop loss. Okay? So we are halted right here. I will not allow this to go above $60. So Dek, what's the worst case scenario? The worst case scenario is we open on up and we hit 60, 61, and I get out and I'm going to lose my, again, profit on the day, probably $600 to $650. Okay? So the thing is, I will not allow myself to go red on the day. I won't. I'm only going to allow myself to break even, if anything. So I'm really looking to see, can VAPE fade and fall back on down? It didn't look like we had tons of volume for that $60 break. What I would like to be able to see is a nice fade and drop back on down and some weakness. You guys can see right now, VAPE in on the short side, 200 shares, cost basis, 57.45. Right now, we're at 59. Down 494 bucks. Looking for this one to drop back on down. Stop loss would be if we start getting above and holding $60. I'm not going to allow myself to go red on the day. My stop loss is going to be if I lose $730 or $770, I am going to just be fully out of this play. So worst case scenario is maybe I lose like 20 bucks on the day, but I'm trying to make some money today. I'm trying to make $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. I'm trying to get after it a little bit. So I don't mind this as long as we stay under 60. Well, Dek, what's worst case scenario? Worst case scenario would be what? Opening on up, break the VWAP, squeeze on up towards these old spiking highs, and take on off to $70. That would be worst case scenario, which I would not allow. I won't allow that to happen. So if anyone's here thinking and getting a little nervous and saying, oh boy, Dek's going to go down $10,000, guys, I'm not doing 1,000 shares. I'm not doing 2,000 shares. I'm not adding anymore. I'm not averaging up anymore. I am telling you right now, $60 is my stop loss. Above 60, I'm getting out. If it hits 60 and falls, I will continue to hold. But most I would be willing to lose on this play would be like $700, $800 most. Sound good? So making sure that you guys understand that in full capacity so there's no confusion in any sort of way. Okay? Right now here, team, we are sitting back, staying smart, waiting and watching. VWAV still trying to spike its way on up here a little bit. 2 minutes and 30 seconds till my trade comes on out. Dek, what would be best case scenario? Open on up, can't break 60, falls back down to 54, 53, and again, adding, $600, $700 on the day. So right now, 10:14, open on up in 2 minutes. 2 minutes, guys. As I said, I'm also going to be doing a prop firm trade. I'm going to be shorting Tesla this entire week. So again, Tesla, I am in on, and I'm going to be shorting it this entire week. Okay? I do think we are going to have a pullback this week. We're at record highs. Tariffs are coming on up. I'm shorting Tesla on the prop firm on one stop prop. I'm going to be again shorting that throughout the entire week. Okay? Little heads up for you guys. Now, let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens. Guys, do you think I'm getting out? Do you think I'm going to win on this play? Dek, what's the best case scenario? Open up like we did last time. Last time we opened on up, we could not break 60 and we came crashing on down. I would like to see something similar. Now, Dek, if we start 60, 61, I do have to get out. I just do. And again, this is not going to be a trade I'm adding. This will not be a trade I'm holding till 66 and I'm down $2,000. I'm not doing that. If it drops when it opens, I'm holding. If it starts spiking when it opens, I'm out. I'm not allowing myself to lose money. You know what I mean? So let's again make sure we get involved in trades, but let's make sure also we understand if we are in the wrong, we move on. I'm going to tell you right now, probably the majority of traders, okay? The majority of traders, their biggest issue is ripping off the Band-Aid. They say, hey, Dek, when I win $100. When I win, I win $150. But when I lose $3,000. I lose $2,500. How many people here win small and lose big? Well, why is that? Well, because when you win, you take your profits right away. But when you lose, you're like, well, I don't want to take a loss. Let me get out. I don't want to take a loss. Let's keep on holding it. And the stock keeps going in the opposite direction. You have to do the opposite. When you're winning, let it ride. When you're losing, get out right away. So guys, we got 8 seconds right here. If I do not see this thing crack 60, I'm getting out. Easy as that. In 3, 2, 1, 64, I'm out. Guys, I'm out. Stock had a little gap up, I'm out. All I could do. Stock had a little gap up on this play, 100% out of the stock, not pulling the trigger right now. Could get a little too crazy, ripping off the Band-Aid. That's what I have to do. So again, out of that play, did take a little bit of a loss. On the day now, I am down $580. So am I down $20,000 on the day? No. Deck, well, if you kept on holding, you'd be back almost in the green. Yes, that's the woulda, coulda, shoulda. I'm not willing to get squeezed out on. You know what I mean? So the thing is, Deck, well, when can you get back in on this play? If it cannot stay above $60, right? We know how crazy $60 is. If we hold 60, we can go on a rip and run. If we can't hold 60, right? If we start giving back 60, things could start it can start crashing. But I will not hold this. If it goes up, excuse me, to 65, 68, 69. Let me ask you guys a question. Can I make back $500 on a day? 100%. I can make that back in my next trade. Can I make back $5,000 on a trade? That's starting to push it a little bit. You know what I mean? So we're starting to push it a little bit if we start, trying to make back $5,000 on a day. 500 is way more reasonable. You know what I mean? So let's make sure we're always being smart with our trades and ripping off band-aids that just aren't there. Let's see here, team. I think VAPE still might be the most active play for us today. We obviously want to put ourselves in the best positions possible. We know that if we hold, right, if we hold $60, we are still strong, but anything under $60 is still weak. So anything under $60 is still considered weak, where we could start giving a whole lot back. I will be ready to kind of jump back in if we ever start cracking underneath 60. Mid-size surprise. Oh, that camera just died. Let me switch it on out. Hold on one second. Switching out the camera right real quick. One moment. We're back and live here, baby. See, take a look right now. VAPE still trying to go. Deck, would you short VAPE? Honestly, at this point, probably not. Let VAPE do its thing. Let VAPE get a little crazy. Deck, where's the next resistance line on VAPE? All the way up towards 74? I mean, if we take a look at VAPE, guys, this one could go all the way up to 74. This one could start getting some buying volume, get up towards 87. Anyone think VAPE might start squeezing its way back on up? There's a chance now. Deck, I would not short this. I will tell you right now, I would not short VAPE. I look to short at the VWAP. VWAP broke, stock is starting to squeeze. I am not going ahead, and I am not jumping in on this play at this time. So, only entry we can do on VAPE is the long side. Do not short. The only reason I did short was, again, looking for the VWAP rejection. VWAP rejection has now broken. So now, again, it would be only long entries only. Okay? Now, Deck, well, I want to get a long entry. Okay, so you want to get a long entry over on this play. You want to see if the stock is going to squeeze and spike. You want to see if the stock is going to get a big-time breakout. Where would be entries? 64, 65? Deck, where's 64, 65 coming from? That would be probably up towards like these old highs. So I'm kind of looking for where can we get like a good dip buy and bounce play. I would say old upper shadow at 64, top candles at 63, old upper shadow right here at 64. Here's again some tops at 65. Here's some tops at around 67. Here's a little bit of bottoms at 60. It seems like it would be in between 66 and 64. Seems like if you are looking for a dip buy, 66 to 64, possible dip to be able to make money. So really the big thing is this, guys. Let's talk about this play. Let's get everyone on the same page. If you want to trade VAPE, what are you looking for? You would probably want to look for a dip buy. Dip buy is going to be back on down 66, back on down towards around $63. If it goes under 60, you want to get out. Back under 60 would show back underneath the VWAP. That would be weakness. That would be fading. That would be where things are getting ugly. If you can get filled, if you can get it filled on a little bit of a pullback, that's great. Look to load up, stop loss underneath $60. If this thing starts squeezing and spiking, let it rip and run. Okay? So, VAPE, Deck, how are you going to look to trade this? I'm going to, again, look for a possible trade. I'm not going big. I'm keeping these at like 100 shares. So I'm doing limit order. Where do I want to do this? 66. Do a limit order. Cool? Buy. Limit order. 64.80. Buy. Limit order. 63. Again, I'm just kind of spreading out these limit orders. 63.60. Cool. Buy. So now I have 300 shares that I would do on this play. If I can get a pullback, somewhere back on down near this orange line, and then look for an explosion up above 70. I don't like buying at the very tippity top. I always like trying to get a little bit of a pullback. And then from there, my stop loss is going to be if we go back underneath the VWAP. If we go back underneath the VWAP, you could either A, get out, or B, look to reverse and try to short this play. But again, I don't want to jump in and start over trading. I don't want to be the person that does this. Deck, you shorted at the VWAP. The VWAP broke. You're looking for a dip buy entry. Okay, absolutely fine. But if this gets filled and starts crashing back on down, then you get out of that dip buy and then go back on the short side. Yes, I wouldn't be upset if someone wanted to do that, but you also definitely want to find a balance that you're not over trading, you're not emotionally trading, and you're not putting yourself in bad positions over and over and over again. So again, I went for a short at the VWAP because we have been rejected at the VWAP a few times. You guys can see again, rejection at the VWAP here, rejection at the VWAP here, rejection at the VWAP. I look for a short at the VWAP rejection. I don't think that's a bad trade in any sort of way. I actually like that trade. It just broke through it. So now that we're above it, looking for a dip buy, pull back on down, and then see if we're actually going to explode. See if we can go on a big time pop, big time rip, big time run. We could set a stop and again, let the play do whatever it wants. So we got a minute 18 on this play. Let's see how much higher this one could be able to go towards next. Deck, why does my VWAP say 55.67? Yours is closer to 60. I would say if you have pre-market turned on or pre-market turned off, that could definitely change it a little bit. So if you have pre-market turned on or if you have pre-market turned off, that could definitely change things. So let's see where we're at here, traders. I will be looking to get filled on this play. Now, again, where will this be filled? This will be filled on this one. This bottom one right here, because that's my margin long. It's in the green, so you can see margin long. This would be filled, and this would start moving. So if you guys are watching for my next entry, watch for, again, that bottom one. I'm going to make myself a little bit smaller here so you guys can see it. And then I'd be looking to be able to get filled on that play on a quick pullback and then bounce on up and start breaking on out. We're opening on up here in 20 seconds. So 20 seconds till we open, looking to get filled. 300 shares total. That is 100 shares at around 66, 64, 63. If I get filled with one of them and we take on off, amazing. If I get filled with all three and we take on off, even better. If I get filled all three and we crash on down to 60, I'm getting out. Sound good? Just want to make sure you guys understand my game plan in full so that we're all set ready to go. Guys, we are live and I have not gotten filled on anything yet. So I've not gotten filled on anything yet. I actually thought I was going to get filled right when we opened up here at 67. 67, guys, coming back down to 66.54. Did not get filled yet. Bids are at 66.54. I will look for that quick little pullback to get filled on a possible entry. And then, of course, we go from there. So, again, I'm watching for that quick little drop. Did not get filled. Guys, there's a little bit of spike. Back on up to 70. I didn't get filled on that little pullback. Did you guys get filled? Anyone get filled on the pullback back down to 66.40? My entry did not get filled on that. I did not get filled on the 66. So a couple, a little bit of a chance there. A little bit of a chance there to be able to make us some money. And that's like that little pullback right there is kind of what I wanted. Now, Deck, do you think it's going to still keep on spiking? It's up in the air. Again, I'm not going to say yes, but it does have strong momentum. Yes, it does. Is this a crazy play? Absolutely. It's up 700% on the day. People can easily start flooding in on this play. What's a great target area? Probably more near around $75, $76. So do I think it can run another $6, $7? Absolutely, I do. Traders, I'm going to get rid of my $66 entry and only get filled if this thing drops back on down. If you guys got filled 66, 67, you guys are sitting pretty. Couple little upper shadows, though, starting to form right now. Guys, just got filled on my first little dip buy. First little dip buy, 64.80. Second dip buy would be back on down to the 63s. Guys, little heads on up. First little dip buy is filled. First little dip buy did just get filled in the 64.80 mark. I'm up $220 on this play. Let's see if we can bounce back up towards around the 70s, and I might just take it if it bounces right back up towards the 70s. That'll push me up $400 in profit, at least, eliminating my loss from earlier. So, guys, there's a nice long lower shadow. Got filled. Stock spiked its way back on up. Let's see if we can hold this here. Come on now. Let's get a spike back on up here. Up $116. Now, Deck, what's the goal? The goal would be, again, spike back above $70, right? 100 shares, back above $70. We start getting some hype and momentum. Right, we're up 143, 161. And remember, I am down $500 on that on this day. So what would be a great idea? Get back to even. Make again $400, $500 on this trade. Get back to even, and that could be absolutely beautiful. Or at least again cut down that loss a little bit. We're at $270. Let's see if we get back up to 68, 69. Kind of touch a little bit of these tops. So I'm up $220. Starting to get a little weaker. I do want to see if this thing can spike on up. We did get up towards around this high. This is what's holding us up right now. Everyone take a look. Look what happened in pre-market. Spiked up to $73. We got rejected. Anyone else think we're going to hit $73 as we just did and we're going to see a big red candle coming on up? That could be happening here soon. Big red candle might be coming on up here. Guys, I just got filled on my second 200 shares. Cost base is $64.20. Might get out of this one if we don't bounce right away. If we don't bounce right away, might get out of this one. Why, Dek? Because this play, as you guys can see right now, it's hitting the pre-market high and getting rejected. Not the pre-market high, excuse me. The pre-market area right here. Pre-market area getting rejected. Pre-market area getting rejected. Halted on the downside right here. I don't really like the way I'm trading right here, guys. I mean, guess what happened? I liked my entry, but guess what? We have pre-market top resistance faded on down. Pre-market top resistance fading on down. You can clearly see why we just turned. We just turned right here because we do have that pre-market high. Boink. We just turned right here because we do have that pre-market high. Right? Boink. Pre-market high. Pre-market high. That's the area that we turned. Now, Dek, what do we need? We need $60 to hold. What's the game plan? Game plan is anything under $60, we're 100% out. Okay? So, this is what we're looking at. So, VAPE, this is a play. Massive amount of money can be made. Massive amount of money can be made. Massive amount of cash, massive amount of profit. I mean, why are we trading VAPE? Guys, this is a stock that's up 700%. This is where lives are changed. VAPE went from $9 to $200. If you had a $9,000 account today, you could have made $191,000. VAPE, guys, right here, what am I looking for? Again, I was looking for a little bit of the breakout. We're having a little bit of strong resistance at $73. If we go underneath the VWAP, I'm 100% out, and I'm probably going to call it then. Because, again, I like my entries, but at the same time, if momentum does not move with me, I can't hold. You got to rip off the Band-Aid. So, right here, traders, in on this play, going to move on from this play if this one does not do what I want. Now, Dek, what does that mean? If it goes underneath $60, back underneath the VWAP, 100% out. Now, Dek, what do we need out of this play? We need to see it start getting some hype back up to 64. Now, traders, as you guys know, I will never buy stocks at a high. I hate doing that. And I will never short stocks back down near a low. I don't like doing that. I like to short stocks near a high, or I like to dip buy after a pullback. So what did I just do right here? I, again, am dip buying after going from $74 back on down to $64. I'm waiting for a $10 drop, then looking for a dip buy. That's what I'm looking for. So right here, team, no reason to force, putting myself out there. Making sure that we're all good. ZDB Dek trading, saying this play, I don't like it. This stock is crap. I mean, that's 100% your personal opinion. I will always play a 600% mover. I mean, this is where lives are changed. I mean, this is where money's made. And obviously, money can be lost as well. But again, personally, when I'm seeing a stock that's up 600%, I'm thinking to myself, whoa, people are, again, changing their lives here. Now, obviously, again, some people may not like it. Some people may like it. That's all, again, subjective. That's 100% up to you. But I at least, again, want to be trying to give myself a chance on these plays. Now, as I said, underneath $60, hard stop loss, guys. Underneath 60, hard stop loss. Not going to allow myself to put myself in any sort of really tough position on the day. Only want to be able to trade, again, the best of the best. And again, say to myself, all right, if this holds. So again, anything under the VWAP, out of this play. Dek, what if it opens, crashes underneath the VWAP, and then spikes? Again, then that happens. I'm not going to be a person of woulda, coulda, shoulda. I'm not going to be a person that says, oh, well, Dek, maybe it's going to dump, you get out, then it spikes back on up. Or that's a great positive way of thinking. Or maybe, again, it's going to dump, and it's not going to spike back on up, and then I'm going to keep on holding and take bigger losses. That's not what you want. That's not the position you want to put yourself in. So again, when I trade, I have a game plan. If that game plan doesn't work, I move on. And I think that keeping it very simple in that manner is how to be successful in the stock market. To be successful in the stock market, I think the best thing that you can do is, again, follow very strict orders of saying, this is my plan. If it doesn't work out, you move on from it. So 54 seconds here. Also a little heads on up. V-Wave, new high of the day. V-Wave right here. $4 up to $6. New high of the day at this moment. Vape right now here, traders. We got to see if this thing's going to get a little bit of a bounce, if it's going to be able to hold on up, and if we're going to be able to make any sort of cash out of this play. Come on now, Vape. Let's get a little bit of a dip buy, bounce play. Let's see if this thing can spike back up towards around $65 plus and get ourselves in a good overall position. Underneath 60, I'm just market ordering out, getting myself out of that position, and we'll be all set, ready to go. Actually, I could actually put a stop loss, can't I? Stop loss, sell, order type, market, trigger price. Let's go with $59.90. So let me just put a stop loss in. Sell, stop, vape, 200 shares. Put that in. So guys, I'm placing a stop loss in there. If it hits again 69 or 59, I'm out. Still in on my play. Still in on my play right now. Let's see if we can get a bounce. But if it hits $59, I'm going to get out. So I do have a stop loss set right now over on VAPE at the price of $59.90. Okay? Now I will cancel this. If we get a little bit of a spike, I could just cancel this and move on from it. Let's see here. Come on. Let's get a little dip buy, bounce play. Stop loss is set with my 200 shares right there in case I need to get out of that play. And that helps me basically eliminate emotion. What helps me eliminate emotion? From, again, not having to worry about emotion. By, again, placing a stop loss. And, again, the broker does it for me. So I'm in at 64.20. Right now we're at 62.40. Small little bounce. Guys, I'm going to just market order out right here. Just a heads on up. I'm going to limit my loss as small as I can. So I'm going to sell. Let's see if we can hold 63. It's not holding 63. I'm going to sell right here and eliminate my loss as small as I can. It's not doing what I want. Why wait for me to lose more for me to get out? Nah, guys, it's not doing what I want. It's not my game plan. It's not my trade. It's not what I want out of this play. So right now here, team, I'm not going to allow myself to wait for this thing to fade and fall. If it bounces, it bounces. I don't like the play. If I don't like it, it's not worth it to me. So at this time, team, had to rip off the Band-Aid on 2 plays. What I am very happy about, though, is, again, keeping things as tight as I possibly can. Now, what would be the worst thing I think that I could do at this moment? I think the worst thing that I could do at this moment is say, all right, let me look for another trade. Let me look to make my way back into this. Let me look to go ahead and get out. I don't want to do that. I feel like right now over on VAPE, I look to make money, I lost money. I look to make money, I lost money. I could have held, I could have, should have, would have, would have. I don't want to fall into this trap, right? I don't. So the thing is, VAPE, going to take a step back from it. VAPE, going to say to myself, no more trading for me on that play. Let me look for a different play. Let me take a step back and let me see if there's anything else that I would even like at this time. Okay? So what I like at this moment. Do I like AGRI? The answer is no. I don't need to be involved in AGRI. Do I need to get involved over on NVNI? The answer is no. I don't need to be involved in NVNI. Do I need to get involved in AIM? And the answer is no. AIM is starting to dump and fade and fall and starting to get pretty ugly. Do I need to get involved in ABP? 40-cent stock hitting some new highs. ANGH, not too much. CASK, no. HYPD, no. So let me ask you guys right now, does anyone have any sort of questions, comments, or concerns? Even if you guys do have any questions, comments, concerns, right now is an absolutely amazing time to ask. Absolutely amazing time to, again, go over it. Deck VAPE starting to move itself back on up. Again, I'm not playing the guessing game right here. Again, VAPE, kind of my rule of thumb is kind of like, back in the day when I would have a girlfriend. 2 chances and then kicked out of my life. VAPE, I gave again 2 chances to it. I looked for a short, it didn't do what I wanted. I looked for a dip buy, it didn't do what I wanted. Guess what? I kick it out of my life. My last girlfriend, guys, guess what? I called her, she didn't pick up. That's strike 1. Strike number 2 was, again, she didn't pay for my dinner. Kicked her out the rest of my life. Could have been with her. You know what? She messed up twice. Easy as that. That's how you guys have to think about your stocks. If you ever trade a stock, you lose on it once, you lose on it twice, kick it out your life. That stock's not meant to you, right? That's all it is. The girlfriend before that, I kicked her out of my life as well. Why was that? One time we were walking on a date. She didn't open up my door. We walked over to the car. She didn't open up the door for me. That's strike 1. Very important. Again, I respect chivalry on both ends. What was number 2? Number 2, again, I said, hey, can we watch a movie? And she said, yeah, you decide. I asked you to be able to pick a movie. She didn't pick the movie. Undecisive. Don't have time for that. Kicked out. So, last 2 girlfriends in my life, kicked them out. You know why? Just, again, we weren't connecting. Same exact thing for stocks. If we're not connecting, got to get them out. Easy. Now, my fiance, I will tell you right now, the woman I'm going to be marrying in December, every time we walk over to my car, she opens the door for me. Every single night, she picks a brand new movie. She pays for all my meals. It's beautiful. It's a great 50-50 relationship. Right down the middle, baby. Right now, team, does anyone have any questions, comments, or concerns to me? We're all good. All right, team. I think right now we are all ready to rock and roll. Ladies and gentlemen, I am finishing off my Money Monday here slightly in the red. Never fun to be slightly in the red, but I am happy it's only slightly. I am happy, again, I'm not getting carried away. I am happy I'm keeping my losses tight. I went for a long. I went for a short. I was up in the green. I took a little bit of a loss. I don't want to, again, put myself in positions that are only going to hurt me. Let me do things the right way. Let me put myself in plays that I feel like are great. Let me not hurt myself. If you are interested in shorting VAPE, you guys would probably want to wait until the VWAP cracks. Give yourself the best chance of success. I know it's tempting to want to short up high, but if this stock ever starts breaking $70, you could be in a world of hurt if you start shorting. Dek, I want to go long on this play. If you want to go long on it, it's the same exact thing as we talked about from before. Go long on it as long as it holds above 60. As long as it holds above 60, keep holding your long position. No harm, no foul. Okay, guys? So, everyone stay smart. Everyone put yourself in the best positions possible. Everyone, again, make sure you guys are excited and ready to rock and roll. We got a big week ahead of making trades, making profits. I want to be able to alert every single one of you guys on every trade that I'm making. Obviously, I do it live. I do it live in person right here, making sure every single person sees every trade that I make. But I just want to say, on this Money Monday, thank you so much for everyone who has joined us. Thank you so much for every single person that's gassed on up and fired on up. If you guys are interested, make sure you guys come on over to tradecaster.com. I'm going to be putting up the new live stream so that you guys are all set. So again, join our community. Join our community. Coming on up here. And again, I'm pumped. I'm going to be going live this entire week, ready to go. Traders, VAPE, still trying to squeeze on up here a little bit. No entries from myself at this time. You would want to only go on the long side above 60, and under 60 is where you guys can look for shorts. All right? Hey, traders, guess what? Well, we're going to be back on, I'm going to be popping in and out over on Tradecaster the rest of the day. And then, of course, tomorrow we're going to be live once again. I go live every single day starting at 7 a.m. all the way up towards around 11 a.m. every day. So we always like to be able to put in that nice 3 to 4 hours of work every single morning, live streaming, helping you guys on out, answering any questions that you guys have, and making sure that you guys become the best traders that you guys become. Hunter V, Dek, respect. That was one of the biggest problems, avoiding the big squeezers. As long as we have a stop loss, we don't got to get squeezed. You know what I mean, guys? As long as we have a stop loss, we're not getting squeezed. As long as we, again, allow ourselves to be able to move on from a play, we're never going to blow up an account. Have a stop loss, you guys aren't going to have trouble. You know what I mean? So, let's stay smart. Let's put ourselves in the best positions possible. Use your head. Think every play through. And I just want to say, as always, I love you guys. Enjoy the rest of your Money Monday. Enjoy this day. Enjoy these profits. And keep your eyes peeled. If VAPE starts spiking above that $74 mark, things could get exciting as we spike all the way up towards $100 plus. We know this market has been active. We know this market has been hot. And we know VAPE at any moment could start getting crazy. All eyes over on VAPE here, traders. I just want to say thank you so much for everyone who has joined us, and help me wrap this thing on up here, ladies and gentlemen. VAPE staying on high watch and high alert throughout this morning. Traders, I'm jumping on over to tradecaster.com. I'll put up the new live stream so that you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll. And if you need anything, please let me know. Help me wrap it on up, guys. You guys know the drill. In 3, 2, 1. Stand back. No more trades for me right now. But I just want to say thank you so much. Going live over on tradecaster.com. Join us on Tradecaster if you guys want to, again, continue the live stream. I am going to be doing about another 20 minutes of live streaming over on Tradecaster. So you guys sit tight. I'll see you guys here in just a moment. Did you make money today? Did you make a profit today? Did you come out on top today? I'm the Batman. I got this question the other day.
Why are you successful?
So I ball so hard, motherfucker.
$1,000 profit today.
But first niggas gotta find me.
$700.
50 grand to a motherfucker like me. Can you please remind me? Ball so hard, this shit crazy. Y'all
$1,000.
don't know that don't shit phase. And as we go,
Lock it on up.
too when I look at you like this shit crazy. Ball so hard, this shit weird. We ain't even pro be here.
1,400.
It's only right that we be fair.
Who's ready for $1 million year?
Tyson, Tyson, Jordan, Game 6.